What's up, everybody? It's me, Super Nerd Pharaoh here, leading expert on how to do things Pokemon.com. Anyways, I wanted to make a presentation slash video thing about how to watch a Pokemon Presents and not have your heart broken entirely. And I know that's important because a lot of people have high hopes for what's going to be the 30th anniversary of Pokemon. Hey, listen, I'm excited too. Most importantly, excited for the Shofu cipher that's happening sometime before the next generation comes out. But that's neither here nor there. Let's get started with this terrible PowerPoint presentation that I made. How to watch a Pokemon Presents. So, they do secrets each reveal by what they consider are their weight and importance are, so pay special attention to that. It usually goes shows, mobile games, apps, card stuff, and then the main reveals. There are two campaigns we know are coming with the What's Your Favorite Thing and the Day Out, Night Out events, and honestly I hope we're lucky enough to see those events in the later half of the presentation, that way we know they're serious.
Spreading the word and love of Pokemon to the many people of the world, teaching peace and love for all.
Pokemon events for my locals that are taken seriously by the company would be pretty hype. Coming up next, trust what you see if a new game shows up. Take note of the characters, the graphics and architecture, even things like the frame rate. Pokemon has been a show, don't tell kind of series for a very long time at this point. In the Pokemon Tournament DX reveal about 10 years ago for Nintendo Switch, people were worried that the game was going to run like shit because the trailer showcase is a little chopped, but then they showed footage of people playing on the hardware in a crisp 60 FPS undocked, so we know they weren't like modifying the footage in post or whatever. They don't go back and fix things to look the best they can when they make these major trailers. Trust me, after so much time, you have to understand. Y'all remember Scorbunny using double kick and not having an animation during the reveal of Sword and Shield? That stupid tree that people said was straight out of an N64, fans thought that was just early footage and was going to be fixed because the game was in an early stage, only for it to be the crux of many annoying argument in the following years when it showed up in the game. When Scarlet and Violet had their trailer, people noticed that the windmill and some of the field mons were moving at like 6 frames per second, basically a slideshow during the presentation of like normal gameplay, and that's literally what we got. When you look at some things that are out of focus or like low priority for what's presented in a Pokemon game, especially for like how Sword and Shield runs, at least on Switch 1, that's what it looks like. There's nothing that's been, these trailers, there's no slips. These trailers in this presentation have been in post-editing phase even up until like right as I'm speaking. Trust what you see is the final product, especially if they're showing it from hardware. Next up, the shows and shorts are worth watching. Pokemon Concierge, the Horizons anime, Paldean Winds, the Adventures of Snorlax and Cubone even. These things aren't filler, and they shouldn't be treated like filler if you're a fan of the IP, honestly. They're emotional and action-packed examples of decent world building that fill in with a traditional, even non-traditional gameplay can't when it comes to adding to the lived-in world that Pokemon is supposed to be. Like, I'm not demanding that anyone anticipate everything and keep your eyes glued to the screen for the whole time, but a little curiosity can lead you to some fun spaces with these. The mobile games will always have a reputation, but I'd argue they're worth looking forward to, and there's a kind of person for every mobile game that will be worthwhile. Keep an open mind and try one for a tick and see if you can find an experience to enjoy. I like Pokemon Go for that small period of world peace where everyone went outside to catch Pokemon together. The art wasn't that great, and I'm not much of a big spender for eggs or balls. I never touched the card game app and probably never will. I'm not a huge fan of random chances as a concept, so I don't really engage with card games in general. I'm actually not much of a spender to begin with because I'm fucking poor basically my whole life, but I digress. Games like Pokemon Cafe Remix and Masters EX are also full of amazing art, and the latter even gives voice acting to long sought after characters, and I'd say those factors are worth it if you want to try and see for yourself. They're free to start. That's what I'm gonna say. All of them are free to start. Just remember that these games are here to first and foremost make money hand over fist, and it will eventually ask and not demand them ducats from you. If you're sensitive or vulnerable to those practices, then not engaging is recommended. As an aside, I myself played Pokemon Unite for a long time, and while it is a battle pass and gambling infected pay-to-win fest that entrenches terrible metas using new drops that cost a ton of money while also flailing and begging you to put them in funny hats, it's also a relatively well thought out scenario for Pokemon team battles, and I can't stay away from it too long if I start playing, especially when I get rolling. My favorite boy Scizor seems to be a top pick for solo queues since the very beginning, and I managed to enjoy the game for over a year straight. I've been playing the game on and off for a couple years, but there was one year, it's my year of Pokemon Unite, and I think the entire time I was playing the game, I spent like $10 on a stupid discounted outfit or something. The Buzzwole outfit, if I'm remembering correctly. Actually, now that I think about it, Team Montreal, the handler developer for that game, whatever, was shut down kind of recently, and they were in charge of Pokemon Unite. I wonder if that signals any worthwhile change coming to that game, or if they're going to sunset everything with a developer to maintain the property. All that to note, because a lot of these games aren't maintained by Nintendo or the Pokemon Company International itself, they're not timeless products. I'm not saying get in while you can, but they're not within lines of the art style and everything that goes with the monetization of a normal Pokemon game, because they're not going to be here forever. They're trying to burn them out, honestly. Finally, unless you're a data miner or a leaker, you don't know what to expect.
What now? Ah, that attack just bounced off.
There's always something clear out of left field for the most anticipated things in the presents. And I'd hazard at saying it's actually because the Pokemon Company stays a healthy distance from being on the cutting edge, so they can introduce something new to the series that's way behind the technological curve for hype purposes only. So instead, I'm going to say that there's just a lot of ground they can cover with how the series develops over time. Last year, Champions promised to be the successor to last Pokemon Stadium. We haven't really gotten that since the Wii U, maybe? That game was awful. Pokemon Stadium 2 is the last Pokemon Stadium game that actually came out. That's my statement. 2 years ago, the big announcement was the TCG app and Legend ZA as the blueprint thing. That was pretty cool. The latter of which ended up being a mainline push into real-time combat, which I think works for the most part, despite what they left out. And the year before that, the DLC for Scarlet and Violet, not out of left field entirely, but cemented a trend that got started with Generation 8 with Pokemon having DLCs instead of like third versions. And of course, the year before that, we got our first open world look at a Pokemon game, which is a beautiful fucking disaster. I have no case to rest here. I'm just yapping. This video probably be all about like 15 minutes or something, I'm gonna be honest. And I can, like anyone else, can be wrong when it comes to this stuff. So that's just about it. Hey, y'all like and subscribe for more of me. Tell me what you want to see most from the Pokemon Presents in the comments. I'll be down there watching and waiting for all 4 of you. Anyways, that's been enough for me.
Who the fuck are you?
I'm Super Nerd Pharaoh, and have a nice day, guys.